Hello, welcome back to my channel. How are you? How are you? What's cracker lacking, cuz? I'm drinking coffee again. I just had some peppermint tea. Anyway, my last video I titled Nitty Gritty. And I was talking about, that last little bit of gook. Got to get out of the crevices, out of those little unhealed parts. And I was getting this other message about, got a whole bunch of little notes. Anyway, about, I'm looking at it like I can actually read it. I really just can't. But harmful, toxic thoughts creates dis-ease in the body and in your life. But it plays out in human. It plays out in your human. Louise Hay, she did was talking about how every thought pattern is connected to a dis-ease in the body, and it totally makes sense. I don't know what it is. I look it up, and it might be kind of close. It could be close. It could be right. I don't know. But that's not the point. The point is like skin problems, like an expression, like not expressing oneself, possibly not being able to see well, not wanting to see things, being blinded, not wanting to look at things or something like that. Hearing, same thing, right? I don't know, hearing could be, I don't know what they are, but anyway, that was a little off topic. Somebody needed to hear. Oh, yeah. So, you know how when you get an infection, and this is going back to like getting those little pieces out, and you know how it gets worse before it gets better? That's kind of, an infection's like that, right? Or when you're detoxing your body and you're doing a healing and you're detoxing, it all purges, it all comes out. So it gets worse before it gets better. When you're in that worst part, better's just right there. It's just right around the corner. You've been doing this long enough, Yeah, purging, detoxing. I'm going to read what I have written down. Like an infection, worse before better. Like detoxing. Purging, detoxing people out. At the end of the day, God's got me. Interesting. And then this 344. I saw 343 first. And then this part here. What is it about? Okay. It's a you versus you journey, right? It's a me versus me journey. And, the only constant that we have besides change is ourself. No matter where we go, we're always going to be there. And if you can't learn to live with yourself and love yourself, right? What a horrible existence I just heard. I'm hearing hurting people hurt people. But why is it we hurt ourselves? Because we're hurting ourselves as well as other people, but the most. because we get in self-sabotaging relationships, and we do self-sabotaging things. Whenever things go good, we create chaos and conflict. Do I not have that written somewhere? Yeah, right here. Aha, here we go. So then I am going to read this, because this is interesting. Download, right? From earlier after my last video. What? Am I just bored? Am I just bored? I just have to. Why create chaos and conflict in your life? Why do we insist on creating chaos and conflict in our life when there isn't any? Because, yeah, we're doing that. Just let me read this. Except for reading this. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Why do you hate yourself so much that you would put yourself through all this hell? This is what I've asked myself. And I did when I was writing these down. Why do you hate yourself so much that you would put yourself through all this hell? What did you do? You know? Who made you God / the judge? Taking vengeance into your own hands. God said vengeance was his. God will handle them. It's not our business. We leave it with God because God told us to. Therefore, we can live in peace and love. And then I have decoy written on the bottom here, in parentheses and circled, which was off the wall. And then I have back here, you know, and then during all of that, well, let's go back to this and then I'll go over that. So I thought that was interesting, me writing this, you know, and then that part of, what did you do? What did you do that was so bad? What did you do that was so bad that you feel like you have to punish yourself in everything? Because isn't that what it is? Self-punishment? Self-sabotage? You didn't do anything. Somebody did something to you and hurt you, but yet we internalize that. Because maybe they told us that, and maybe around society and just whatever. Maybe that's just a natural reaction. It doesn't matter. Does all that part matter? No. But the part that matters is that's already been done. And if you sit back and just ask yourself these, like, what did you do so bad? Why do you hate yourself so much? I mean, I've literally asked myself that one day sitting on the toilet. I was like, why do you hate you so much that you have to punish yourself all the time? Self-inflicted pain, and then we push it off on other people. In my other video, I think I said something about like I'm walking amongst the dead. And with that, I got Walking Dead. I used to like that show years ago, right? Walking Dead. Dead in spirit. Walking amongst the dead in spirit. See, because other than that, you want to live in peace and love. When you're dead to spirit, dead to God, and you're just like hopeless, helpless, and you're living it just in your, from your human perspective. You're dead in spirit. That's why there's the pain and the agony and all that. And when you're alive, reborn, the born again in spirit, which is love, You love yourself. Your whole world changes. You're still in this world, but it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. You have your own peace. If your body hurts, it's a kind of an acceptance, but it's you don't attach any hatred or, sometimes it can get you down, but you get right back up. And that's when it begins to heal. Your body's gone through a lot. Your soul has gone through a lot. Your spirit has been through hell. It's tainted. It's dirty. It's been torn apart. Your particles need to come, your soul particles, soul retrieval. You become whole again. It's like these trauma things, they take that little piece of you with them, so you've got a bunch of holes. But as you come home to yourself, you're calling your soul particles back to you. Because it can never be destroyed, but it can be transferred. So you're becoming whole. You're coming home to yourself. All of your parts are coming home. You're born again in spirit. You're no longer walking dead because most of you's been taken from you. Fancy things and all of that. It's love. It's the surrendering to wanting to bring your pieces home to you. When enough is enough and the timing is right, it'll happen. But meanwhile, focus on service. Because when you're focusing on helping someone else, you're helping yourself. And all these healings and things that you thought you had to go do a bunch of stuff to dig deep and do all that, you realize you're coming back home. Because the side effect of service and getting outside and growing community gardens and helping your fellow human, including your human, raises your vibration and it gives love. And when love comes in, it pushes everything else out. The great purging, the great awakening. You feel so lost and empty because you are, so much of you is somewhere else. Come home to love. The big trick, the illusion, the contrast is that there's pieces of your soul with someone else because you hold on to that. So there's that tie, what they call those etheric cords. Whatever you want to call it. If it gets you there to love, call it whatever you want. Don't let words stop you, because it won't. The devil's not going to take my soul. No, wait, what is it? No demon's going to take my soul, yeah. No demon going to take my soul. No demon's going to hold me down. Oh no, I'm going to keep on shining, right? Anyway, I got a whole thing written out. It's fun. Let's not make it so complicated. And when you find yourself, try it. If it doesn't work, you didn't lose anything. If it does work, then you've gained a lot. Find your niche, your way. Niche? Is that how you say it? Anyway. Niche, nosh, whatever. That's it. Anyway. Don't be amongst the walking dead. Be alive in spirit. Come home. Call all of you. Maybe that's what they mean about calling your power back to you, but you do that by filling those empty spaces with what was taken, what made it empty. Those bits and pieces, that's calling your power. That's calling your power. That's your energy source. The walking dead, because so many traumatic things have happened. And things are traumatic to babies. They don't have an inner... There's certain things that should not be done to children or anyone, animals, any living thing. The earth, trees, plants, all of it. The water. All has energy. It's alive. Be amongst the living. Be the living amongst the dead. Drink from the living water. What's the living water? It could be the words of Jesus' mouth. I don't know what they used living water. I just was meant to, it came, that's how I channeled it through. I'm not going to get my human mixed in it, because my human wants to go to a place where it's comfortable. And by human, if you've been watching me, is ego. Eckhart Tolle calls it the pain body. Dr. Wayne Dyer says edging God out. How perfect is that? Because God is love. Ego is human, which is sin, which is whatever you want to call it. You were born into sin. You were born into a human body sent on the battlefield earth. The soul school. Played out in human. What would these do? All right, I'm going to take a piece of me, I'm going to put it in all these things, and then if I wiped it, put them all together and had a, let whatever. I wonder how each particle is going to react. Let's make a game out of it. You know, I explain things, and other people, everyone has their own way. Everyone has their own humor. We're all individuals with their own particle. We're our own little source energy. We're half dead because of holding on to, repeatedly speaking of things that we don't want to see, but yet that's all we want to see. Why do you hate yourself so much? Stop it. Ask yourself that next time you want to go into self-sabotage. You know, and you'll recognize, oh man, something really big is about to happen because I'm about to self-sabotage. I'm my own worst enemy. My human hates me. That's what because it's the ego part. The ego's like, no, we're going to go back here. Call it the devil. Call it whatever you want, but take ownership of it because you can change it. Recognition. Once you shine the light on something that is not seen, half the battle's over because you shine the light. It's been seen. Now you go from there. You can't fix something if you don't know it's there. Shine a light on it. Recognize it. Point it out. Make it known. Then change happens. But when in doubt, thank you, Father. Or thank you, God, all whatever. Or just thank you 3 times. Be thankful. It starts to change you. Go outside and drink your coffee if you can. Get outside on lunch whenever you can. And if you absolutely can't, take off your shoes and walk in the grass, the sand, the dirt, whatever. If it's just on the concrete, do that. But take your shoes, take your feet off, take your shoes off. When you drink your water, say thank you. Thank you, body. Because your body replenishes itself, rejuvenates, regrows, replicates, regenerates, revitalizes. refresh. Smile at somebody. Do something different. If you're right dominant hand, do something with your left hand. Shake up your routine. We're such creatures of habit. Wash yourself the same way. You always do this the same way. Every morning you do this, you drive the same way. Go left instead. You know what I mean? Take a different route. Do something different. Break the monotony of the dun, 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 dun. Because then it opens new pathways, new circuitry. It opens up your mind. Do that. That's why they say brain games, to do this and do that, because you're just training your mind. Do something different. Learn something new. Think outside the box. Just do that. And always, when you think of it, when you speak of yourself, speak very highly of yourself. There's something you really want and you've already said it out there and you feel it and you're just like, yep. Don't tell everybody your things so they can poo-poo it. Because they'll poo-poo it. Unless you have that person that is 100% behind you, that's not going to go, well, how much money are you going to make? Well, what are you going to do? That's a poo-poo. When you begin to change, everything will change. You begin to shift from that old paradigm, that old pattern, that duality way, the contrast way of thinking, and you move into and being and feeling and all of that, and then you move into something totally different. Now you're a butterfly. That's my cue to go. I love you. Namaste, and peace be with you. Ciao, baby. Till the next time. Bye.